I'm so excited that you finally got your package. It's a happy day. And the first thing that I want to make sure is that you got your Clear Skin Bible. This is basically all the information that we covered not only in the videos but in our consultation as well. So read through it, make sure that you've started to make all of those necessary lifestyle changes, because that's truly all in your hands to make sure that side of our program is up to you. But before we get started with the patch testing, which is our first step, is just to make sure you've got all your products and we're going to test them on you, is I want to talk about product irritation. So like I said, read through the Clear Skin Bible, but really quickly I would like for you to turn to the page that talks about product irritation and purging. These are the two things in the program that can be the most frustrating and just feel like discouraging. So I like to talk about it because it will be like the one thing that you're like, oh, if only this irritation will go away, or if only the purging will stop, I'll be happy. And you just kind of have to stick through it. I think communication is just so important during this process, because especially if you're a virtual client, it can feel scary if you do go through some of these phases of irritation. It's scary because I know that I always put myself in your shoes, and I know that you're thinking, does she know what I'm going through, or does she see this irritation? Does she know if it's right or wrong? And I just want to let you know I do. I know the phases of irritation that you'll be going through, and every week you're going to check in with me on Sunday, and we're just going to make sure that, you know, we're not pushing this into a point where it's no longer positive irritation. So I've got your back, don't worry about it. But let's run through the phases of irritation really quick before we talk about any of the products, how to use them, or the patch testing. So the most common phase of irritation that I would say 99% of clients go through at some point or another is this red ring around the mouth. This redness is totally common. What happens is when that dead skin starts to separate and get ready to push off, which is the whole point of exfoliation in our program, is to find that perfect balance. But in the beginning, and every time I make a small adjustment to your routine, you're gonna kind of have some irritation, and that's okay. Don't freak out. I know it can be scary, but like I said, I'm here to hold your hand through all of this. So this red ring around the mouth is kind of more of the sensitive area on the face other than the eyes. And this redness is just your skin telling you, hey, I'm starting to push off, I'm separating from the outer layer. And after you see this redness, you might notice some flaking or peeling around the mouth. Typically, this one will go away on its own, so you don't need to be concerned. Don't change anything. Never change anything about your routine without talking to me first so that we can work on that together. But usually this redness will go away. If you send me your weekly skin update and I've seen this redness like a few weeks in a row and I'm like, wow, that's just not getting better, is it? I will adjust something for you. The second phase of irritation that's most common is flaking and peeling. I know when you're looking at these pictures, you're thinking, oh my gosh, this looks awful. I don't want to go through this. But when I see visibly your dead skin flaking and peeling off, it makes me so happy, because that is the product really doing its job, and we are rapidly exfoliating. These pictures are of women at the end of the day, so they've had makeup on all day. They go home and they look in the mirror and they go, oh my gosh, look at how bad this looks, and they send me a picture. Once you get into the shower, cleanse your skin, use the toner very gently with that, that's just gonna fall right off. I don't ever want you like trying to physically pull that skin off, but gently using your toner and gauze will just remove it very easily. And then you're gonna do the rest of your routine and you'll be great. So nothing too concerning about that one. Another tip I have for you is, if you are going through a lot of peeling, to give your skin more moisture, you can apply a thin layer of Aquaphor over top of your sunscreen. Never use Aquaphor at night, but a thin layer over your sunscreen just around the mouth or in certain areas you need more support can be really helpful and get you through this irritation faster. The next one that I want to show you is the upper cheek redness. This is a client who has taken products that are exfoliating up around her eye too frequently. So the main products that you want to avoid around your eye are acne gel, any of the serums like mandelic or glycolic, and vitamin A. You really want to keep those products underneath the cheekbone, so not above the cheekbone. to avoid them from migrating around the eye, especially the acne gel at night. It migrates around the eyes so easily. So the way that you can avoid this with that is by doing your night routine as early in the evening as you can. I know that this isn't possible for everyone, but if you're just, you know, home around 6-7 p.m., I like to shower as soon as I get home because I've just felt like I just want to get the day off me. And then I do my routine and I go about the rest of my evening with unwinding. So by doing your routine earlier in the evening, it allows all your products to dry so that it's not transferring around when you're laying down on a pillowcase. Aquaphor can be a really good solution for that as well. In the daytime, if you're feeling a little sensitive there, apply a little Aquaphor over your SPF, and it can just be like the thinnest layer of Aquaphor. It doesn't need to be gooped up. And this picture is a picture of a woman who specifically uses the Mandelic serum. Mandelic serum has an ingredient called niacin. This is only for Mandelic users. It can make your skin flush, and that usually goes away after like 15 or 20 minutes after applying it. And this is how this client's skin got used to it over the course of 4 weeks. So the skin will adapt, it just takes time. And then lastly, this is truly over exfoliated skin. I think that as we've been taught in society is that any redness, flaking, burning, peeling is all your skin saying, no, this isn't good, I don't want this. Where really when you have acne and you're using these professional strength products, we want that to happen. So you do have to kind of change your mindset. But this picture, I call this sandpaper skin. This is truly over exfoliated skin, and it looks very similar to flaking or peeling where you're like, oh, I'll just kind of buff that off with toner. It won't come off though. That's where it's no longer dead skin being shed, it's live and it's trying to hang on, and it's like, no, don't push me off, I want to stay intact. And so if you were to feel this texture, it feels rough like sandpaper. And that's where we really don't want to get, because that's where we start to do damage to the skin, and we don't want that. But flaking and peeling all within normal positive levels are a-okay. And that's, again, where I get to hold your hand through this and tell you, oh no, this is fine, or oh no, this is too aggressive. One thing that I want to talk about is that every single day, your skin produces an excess amount of dead skin, but some days it's more and some days it's less. So you may apply all of your products and never feel a sensation, and then randomly out of the blue you're gonna be like, wow, why am I kind of tingling or burning? And that's because we want to exfoliate that same amount you produce, but sometimes we don't have as much dead skin to exfoliate as we did maybe even the night before. And so sometimes you may experience like burning or a tingling sensation, and that's okay too, as long as you're never in pain, as long as it's tolerable. And the last thing is that we never want something to be burning or tingling for longer than 5 to 10 minutes. That's just where it starts to get too aggressive. So if you apply a product and you're like, wow, it's still burning and it's been over 5 minutes, always text me and let me know immediately, no matter how late at night it is or how early in the morning it is. Text me, rinse it off, apply like your hydrating gel and your sunscreen and the calming products, and I'll let you know kind of how we're gonna go from there. But again, it can be really easy for someone to get scared and be like, wow, I'm never using that product again, where you can't do that. You have to communicate with me so I can let you know what I'm thinking, and we'll make necessary changes to your routine as we need to. So now that you know all of the phases of irritation, let's talk about purging, because again, that can be a really scary thing to go through. When we get purging, it is from our active products drawing out any of that non-inflamed acne. And for non-inflamed acne, it's just the little bumps and texture underneath the skin. So no matter how bad, severe, or mild your acne may be, you will experience some purging to some extent. For some of you, it may feel like you're breaking out so much more. And for some of you, you might just feel like, oh yeah, I've just had some more bad skin days. But it's all for the greater good, because we've got to get that non-inflamed texture out for you to have complete clarity. So I show really great examples of how, obviously I show like the worst case scenarios for purgers, just to show you the worst of everything. But really you can see how that non-inflamed acne purges out. It becomes more inflamed. It is left with a little bit of pigmentation, and then after our 4th month, we really start to see that pigmentation brighten up after you're no longer breaking out. So phase of irritation, there's a ton of information about how you can get through purging easier with icing and other tips I have. So read through your pamphlet and your Clear Skin Bible. And yeah, I'm just so excited to start this journey with you. It's an exciting day for you. So let's make sure we start everything fresh by understanding the Clear Skin Bible, all the necessary lifestyle changes you need to make. Let's make sure you understand product irritation thoroughly. And now we're gonna head into patch testing. So I'm gonna send you one other video, click on it here, and we will patch test your exfoliating serum together.